Drawing in my sketchbook has always been one of my favorite things to do, even before I knew what a sketchbook was. It was the place where I felt most myself, and it made me fall in love with drawing. In late 2018, I turned my passion for art into my full-time job. You would think that making art my career would allow me to do more of my favorite thing, make art. But as a self-employed artist making my own schedule, I found myself saying yes to so many new opportunities, many of which involved making videos and teaching. These things slowly began to dominate my schedule, and I started cutting away the things that I seemed to no longer have time for. Sketching for fun without a defined end goal being one of them. This sketchbook tells the story of how I fell out of love with art and then rediscovered that love within its pages. We're gonna go ahead and crack open the book. And right off the bat, it says, "Hello 2019. You can see that in the corner down here, I have a signature. It's from Loish, who I met at Lightbox in 2019. We have some Animal Crossing sketches, some Zelda sketches, and then over here we have my little icons I was designing for my Twitch panels, which I don't think I streamed art on Twitch. I think I might have done a couple Overwatch streams, but they were like really random. I did not announce them. So I guess I was doing some studies of like faces and stuff on Pinterest. I've seen a lot of other artists draw from the same photo, like this one, for example, and this one. Like I remember what the photo looks like just from the drawing. More drawings from people from Pinterest, like right here, and then we have some drawings of Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I remember posting these when I first opened my Patreon. Like I posted these as like example sketches, and here we are talking about Patreon, because this was before I even created my Patreon, and I was trying to figure out like what my tier themes were going to be. I started out like thinking about Marley and like the different toys that he had, and maybe having like each one be a different tier, or like desserts. And that's when my original theme for Patreon, which I've changed it like super recently within the past like 3 months or so, but it had been desserts for a long time, and they were all desserts that had to do with fruits, but like some of the original ideas are all here. Some more girls from Pinterest. There's a theme here. It's going to keep happening. Because like when I didn't know what to draw, I would just open Pinterest. January 31st, ugh, okay. I guess, I don't know what I was doing here. This is a really messy page. Hands and a finger. I like these eyes and like little features. And this girl, I like the lines, like the really thick pencil lines on that one. I have some more features and just more girls from Pinterest. This girl right here, you might recognize her from one of my very earliest videos that is like still being watched on YouTube. It is like surprisingly my most watched video like most months, even though it's like my oldest tutorial I have on here. And the tutorial is like, it frustrates me because people are still watching it, but I know I wouldn't teach like how to color sketches digitally in that way anymore, and I make it unnecessarily complicated. But this is the drawing that I did for that. So if you're still watching that video, I'm sorry it's so complicated in the way that I tried to explain it, but you know, it was 5 years ago, and I honestly don't know how to do that technique now. Like I would have to watch my own tutorial to do that, and it's like I don't do that anymore anyway, so I thought that was really interesting. Because I still get comments of people like, this tutorial is so bad, it's too complicated. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I was like 5 years younger, I didn't know any better. It's my first time teaching anything. But anyways, I really do like this Cinderella drawing. I think her expression is really cute. Again, we have some more hands and features and girls from Pinterest. But on this page, I was really frustrated with myself. And that's why, like, sometimes when I get frustrated with myself when I'm drawing, I will write notes over top of things. Like, for example, like this is me critiquing myself. Tends to increase realism if unsure about the face shape, which is very true. I like fall back onto stuff that I learned whenever I was in college, when like I studied fine arts in college. So when I'm unsure about things, I will rely more closely on the reference than doing a more stylized version. So yeah, I was just really, really frustrated, and I was drawing with pins, so that probably made it worse. So now we have some Zelda drawings that I did from screenshots of Breath of the Wild, and I think this one might be my favorite. I think this one captures her likeness the most. I really like how her ears are pointed down to match her expression. Oh, and by the way, so this page has like a little piece of paper taped to the back as do a bunch of these if you look over here. And that is because I wrote journal notes on the other side of the page, and I don't want them to be in the video because I'm not going to talk about them. Here, I might talk about some of the stuff later because it just felt a little too personal to just put out into the world. Anyways, okay, this page, we've got a bunch of figures, some expressions, and up here we have some Snow White sketches. So I was going to start a series. I've seen a lot of different artists do this in the past, but they like draw like the Disney princesses in more modern outfits. And I was going to take each princess and pick like a different decade of fashion that was kind of like, it was like modern, but like with a twist of a different decade. But I didn't do anything else with this. This is as far as it went. I only drew Snow White. Going into the work in progress graveyard, I guess. Coming up, we've got several pages of me practicing different anatomy things. So this page, all arms. I guess there's not really much to say about them. They are arms. Same with these, some disembodied legs. Perspective is hard. Still true. Okay, so here we have some hands, and I really avoided like drawing hands. And here I was just like, okay, we're gonna like try to get better at drawing hands by doing that like 100 hands challenge. And I think did I trace my hand? It looks like I did. And I was like mapping out like the different segments of like the fingers. I don't know how much this really helped with doing this. Yeah. And then after this, I just looked up a bunch of hands on Pinterest, you know, and labeled all of them. I think down here they start getting better. I like this one, number 16. And then here's the second page of hands. I think they improve a lot here until I get 47 does not look like it's an improvement. I think I was starting to get like bored, so I wasn't paying attention as much, but I think like these right here, they look really nice, like really elegant. And then nothing. I left this page open to do the remaining 53 hands because I only made it to 47, and then I never did. So this page is just gonna be blank forever. This page, so I think this is the first mermaid I maybe ever drew. Actually, no. So it was on 5/2. This was the first year I did mermaid. So I had already drawn a few mermaids, but I think this was to get more practice. So this was not the first mermaid that I've ever drawn. I lied. You know, I've been drawing a lot in colored pencil here. I really enjoy drawing in colored pencil. But here's a whole page of like characters in colored pencil. Got some Overwatch characters. I really like how this Mercy turned out. Some Nintendo princesses. I like the colors in this one with the highlighter. Oh, I just realized this says no. All right. Another page of some more girls from Pinterest. I think that's where these girls are from. I think I was watching Game of Thrones here because I think this is supposed to be Daenerys, and then this is Sansa. Oh, and this is a mermaid from, yes, obviously it's a mermaid, but this is a mermaid from like the 80s theme in my first prompt list. Tracer and Diva and some like facial features. I usually draw just a bunch of features when I don't know what to draw or I'm like trying to get warmed up. So that's why you'll see those just kind of everywhere. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, we're not going to look at this because I really hate this drawing. I think I was drawing one of the Heathers from Heathers, and I really just I don't like her facial expression. It looks so bad. Like, I try not to do that. I try to leave all my bad drawings, but this one was just like, I just really didn't like it. So we're going to keep it hidden from the world. Oh my gosh, this is Marley as an Animal Crossing villager, and he looks so cute. Look at his eyebrows. Some of these are from Stranger Things. I think I was really trying to push the proportions. Like this face is very blocky. This one's like really scrunched. I don't really like these. Like they're lacking a certain structure and charm. Okay, we're gonna move on. These are different gestures with, I think they were like kind of 1950s style dresses. Like these. Oh, you know what? It was because I was doing a print and sticker club. Like one of my first ones was a girl. She was like ice cream themed, like a diner themed something or another. This pencil looks like it was very unpleasant to draw with. Like this one, this ebony pencil, I think it was way too thick. I guess I was trying to draw some different poses. I really like this. I think the structure, like And the lines look really nice in that one. Same with this. I think that the legs, like, they look good on this one. I guess I was trying to figure out, yeah, maybe something to do with the profile again. It said, use ear as a landmark, closer to face, or no, close ear is to face. More turned away, it is. What am I writing here? Further down the ear is. More on top of head you can see. What was happening when I wrote that? I don't know what this is trying to say. If your head is up, if your chin is pointing up, then your ears will look more down. If your head's pointing down, your ears will look up. Yeah, right here. So this is like the jaw and then the ears are down. I don't understand what happened here. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, so I was trying to draw this girl from Pinterest. Like, of course, like I wrote less observation, more observation and thinking. So I drew it 3 times. I was drawing way too fast and I was not paying attention. And then I tried again and I paid probably even less attention. I tried again and I was like, okay, we're gonna slow down. So I think that one looks much better. And there's like understanding behind the drawing. So yeah. Oh, I like this drawing of 11. I like her expression. I think she looks cute. I think Max could use a little bit of work. I don't think that looks like her like at all. I also like this one. I like the line work on it. I guess I was trying to draw witches. Yes, okay. So I was drawing witch hats because I was trying to come up with like a series of witch characters that were based on like combination of like flowers, but also like times of day for like the color palettes. Those ended up being some of my favorite character designs that I made. Oh, because you know what? Okay. I don't know what month this is, but I think I was preparing for Lightbox and I was making characters for my portfolio. I think that's why I started doing this. This was an inspiration for my character Ronnie's like hair. I found this like, it was something on Pinterest. How many times am I gonna say Pinterest? We've got some gestures up here. I really like this one. I think this has a lot of good movement to it. And this one, like a nice like stretch of the arm. These, I believe these legs, we're looking at different drawings from Character Design Quarterly and trying to understand like the simplification of legs like into these like tiny little feet. Okay, so I do that again, but with hands. And I think I was really frustrated with myself because I said, no, what is this? It does look pretty rough, but I think I was being really hard on myself. Oh, I love this page, especially down here, this little section. I also like this one, but like, I think this one's my favorite. Like, look at these little toes and the expression. He's like, who, me? You got a treat for me? Am I a good boy? I think these are fun. I really like the use of like the colored pencil with like the highlighter kind of like blocking out the sketch. What was I writing over here? Quantity over quality? That's true sometimes, I think. I think maybe I felt pretty stagnant as far as like my improvement. Yeah, because I said work will improve the more you produce because you're giving yourself more opportunities to learn from mistakes. I think that now, 5 years later, reading this, I agree with that on some level. I think I kind of glazed over the time to stop and learn from mistakes thing. But I think I was trying to break myself out of perfectionism. That was like the main thing. But then I like leaned over to the other side too much. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's hard to know like exactly where I was, but I can kind of look at the art and tell like, was I taking this advice or not? It's kind of like an indication of what I was like fighting with. Like I was like fighting with myself on certain things. But yeah, I guess like for sure I was dealing with a lot of perfectionism and trying to make pretty art to post on Instagram. I really like these. It's like, I forgot what her name is, but from the Breakfast Club. This is supposed to be Ariel in her pink outfit, maybe? I know this is Ariel. Her hair looks too short to be Ariel. I don't know who this is. What is this thing? What is she holding? Is it an egg? What is that? Oh, okay. So I was trying to draw some characters for my Lightbox portfolio where I took like a theme of like hikers and I was like drawing characters based off of that. So like different people that you might see on a hiking trail. I was really inspired by a trip that I took out to like Arizona and Utah and Colorado back in 2018. So some of the inspiration like people came from that. I think this was supposed to be like a bird watching lady. This was going to be like an influencer lady who was like mostly on the trails to take pictures, and this was her boyfriend who would carry this huge bag, very much like bro energy. We have some Lucios, like I think this was the same girl, but I drew her with different shapes. Some more characters. Tetra from Wind Waker. She's like one of my favorite characters. Oh, there's Marley. He used to sit on my desk and look out the window at my old house. These are gesture drawings from El Dorado, like the movie. Ooh, okay. I think that we're almost done with 2019. So this is when I went to Lightbox, and these are all my notes that I took. I'm not going to read them out, but I mean, you can pause it and see them. I think I also posted these on Patreon at some point. I do have a vlog talking about Lightbox and kind of like how it went on my channel if you want to check that out, because I think I talk about like the different panels I went to. But yeah, this is okay. So Lightbox, amazing experience. But I think that I went there and I started feeling a lot of like self-doubt and imposter syndrome because I was like surrounded by all these amazing artists, and I just kind of like froze. I didn't draw anything while I was at Lightbox. I think I might have drawn this. This is one of Marley's toys. It's like a hedgehog. And then this during one of the panels, or maybe when I was sitting in line or something. And I can just tell how like weighed down by this feeling of like imposter syndrome, or feeling like I wasn't good enough, just in the drawings right here. Because my lines are much more scratchy, like they're not confident compared to like some of the drawings before. Like, I don't know, like some of these, they just feel more confident, more intentional with the line work. And then I just like froze up. I could not get it out because of how I was feeling. I think it's really interesting that it's reflected here and it continues. So here's where I start taking more notes in my sketchbook. And these are like on YouTube videos. On this page, I was drawing this witch character for one of my print and sticker club designs. And I recently redrew her last year, and I really like how that turned out. Another page of notes just from YouTube videos. You know, I think it's really interesting because I think the reason that I started taking more notes and trying to learn more was because I felt like I was not good enough. Like with the whole imposter syndrome thing, I froze up, didn't draw as much as far as like, you know, sketching and just for fun. I think like with that uncertainty, I leaned into trying to learn more without actually like applying it. I would just like take a bunch of notes because I was so unsure of myself. But here we have the start of 2020, a couple Marley and Oakleys and some faces, more notes, of course, gesture drawings where I can tell I'm very unsure of myself. Notes. I think I was taking a schoolism class here. I think this was for my 1920s themed print and sticker club. We have some beans. I think that was another schoolism class. Marley and Oakley. I really like this drawing of Oakley. It gives me that like puppy energy that he had at the time. I think he wasn't even 1 yet. This one also says no. Some more beans and some notes. I do like the like gesture here, or like the perspective. Just kind of gave up on the legs though. Okay, so those jumps from, I think this is February. Yeah, February. And this is August. So I had not drawn in my sketchbook at all, because I had been like, you know, having a really hard time with my art ever since like I'd started feeling a lot of that imposter syndrome. So I was like kind of scared to draw. And my partner, Chris, suggested that we sit down and draw together. So he was drawing on a different page, like in his notebook, and then I was trying to draw different characters. I think these like him and me as Animal Crossing villagers. And then, oh, I don't understand why I made this. If a cat were a cucumber, would it scare itself? And it's like just a cucumber cat with a monocle and a top hat. Huh? I think I was just trying to get myself to like just draw anything and make it as silly as possible, because I just could not get myself to draw like pretty much at all. So this was in August, and then I was really trying to get myself to draw again. So I made this template thing for my sketchbook, kind of like broke it up into like, you know, getting to know myself better as an artist, because I feel like I forgot I like the things I like to draw, things I find frustrating to draw, ideas, things to practice. But yeah, I made this and I have it on Patreon that you can download for free if you want to like, you know, put this in your sketchbook. And then after that, in September, I started this challenge on Patreon called SKETCHBOOK, and kind of made this little template for this challenge. So I was trying to like get myself to draw more, but also like I made this available for other people to participate in if they wanted to. And it was a fun challenge. I don't think I made it very far because I was like stressed out. But yeah, I drew some different dog breeds. I really love the French bulldogs down here. I think this one's so cute. I tried to draw some different plants with my, what are they called? Alcohol markers. And then these were actually from Lightbox 2020. It was the first year they had it online, and I did a presentation where I was coloring characters, and these two are the characters that I did for that presentation. It's actually on Behance, and it's got like a template thing. You can follow along with it. It's still up there if you want to watch like the replay. These were some presenters for the Women in Animation panel. So like when I was in elementary school and middle school, I really loved the Sly Cooper games, and it had been so long since I'd drawn him. I used to draw him all the time, but I was trying to figure out like how would he look in my style now, and I kind of took some inspiration from like these right here. These are from the Zootopia art book, so I was trying to figure out like how do I want his like nose to look, like his snout, and because I think that's like something I really struggled with. Like I was trying to like figure out the shape language for it. But I think I like this one, and this one. I think those are my favorites. But yeah, he's really fun to draw. I also drew Carmelita, another character from that game. I think the shading looks really nice on that, like the hatching rather. And I wish I wrote the dates on some of these because I have no idea. Oh, okay, well, we're almost done with 2020. That was really short. But yeah, these are some random doodles. I really love this little Marley one and his sweater. And then also this one of Oakley is really cute too. But yeah, that was 2020. So not very many pages, mostly note pages and me just being really insecure. So here's 2021. So if 2020 was like, you know, I was feeling a lot of like insecurity, like I met that insecurity with like trying to work more and more and add more things onto my plate, and that just kind of continued into 2021. So I didn't draw very much in 2021 either. So here's like January, just this is January, then it's March. So there's not a lot of drawings from 2021 either, but this is kind of like the road to completely burning out right here. I tried to like spend some more time drawing for myself, but on top of the other stuff that I was doing, it just kind of didn't quite work, especially with the mindset that I had where I just kind of felt like no matter what I did, I wasn't good enough, or like I didn't belong as an artist, which is just really, really sad. I really do like this page though. I think this sketch is really nice. Like the lines are really nice. This is Amber from Genshin Impact. What's her name? Kaching from Genshin? I didn't talk about this one. I also really like this Hu Tao sketch. This one right here is from my 21 draw class about Photoshop, like the beginner Photoshop class. And then the other drawings in here, I don't know if these were also part of it. I did record the process of me drawing them, and like I made a video on Patreon talking about finding inspiration, and that was like the background was me drawing these. These are from Mermaid 2021. This is the first mermaid that I drew, the sunflower one. And this is July of 2021, so we've made quite the jump here. I think I was like feeling really bad with just things in general and really stressed out, and I was like, I'm gonna try to go sit on the back porch and draw. So I drew Marley and Oakley like this, like I was sitting on the other chair, and then Marley was sitting on this chair, and Oakley was like looking up at him because I guess there was no room, so he was kind of jealous that he got the seat and he didn't. And then he was like laying on the ground, so I drew him doing that as well. Diva, I drew these like little breakfast foods with faces on them, and that was fun because I kind of didn't let myself doodle a lot of things, like random things like this. A lot of my stuff had to have like purpose, or it needed to like look good enough maybe to share, which is like, ugh. There's so much pressure with that. It's like, it's all from social media, how I engage with social media at the time. And it's like, oh, it was so damaging. So damaging. Got more Genshin Impact things. Ooh, I was trying to draw Lumine and her face was difficult. Trying to like draw it like the model. Oof. This one's cute though. I like this one. That's more like my style, but a couple more like realistically shaded portraits. I believe this is August because I remember drawing these right here when I was in Colorado for my sister-in-law's wedding. Here, these are all the original designs and kind of like ideas for my second Photoshop class. So I did like a mermaid for that. I was a little stressed. I think that's why I was like working on these during the trip. And then, okay, so that was August. And this is November, like late November. So I had not drawn, like really sketched for like months. And this was actually like 2021. That's like when I was burning out. And then I like hit a point in October 2021 where I was just like, I need to take a break. Like I had been really overloading my plate with too many things and it was just not good for my mental health. So I stopped drawing pretty much altogether for 3 months other than these next couple pages. And I had paused my Patreon as well. So this page right here, I randomly sat down and started like doodling some things. It was like when All Too Well, like the short film came out. A couple Psy bunnies. And then the reason I started drawing again at this time was because Arcane came out, and like Arcane is my favorite show. And it's like, I love it so much that it pulled me back into drawing after being like so scared to like pick up a pencil again. So I did a bunch of like Arcane sketches. Some of them I really don't like, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I have like a few pages that it's pretty much all just Arcane things other than like here's Oakley and there's Marley down here. Just trying to figure out like Vi's outfit because there's just so many like different things. And I think this is my last page. Yes, this is my last page for 2021. I did some like Marley and Oakley drawings. And I think this is supposed to be Hannah Montana. And yeah, here's January 2022. So I had taken like 3 months. For the most part, I had not been drawing and I was not really feeling better at all. And I, you know, kind of looking back at this time, it's because art is such an important thing in my life. I had like made it something that I no longer loved. And I was like, okay, well, none of that stuff is working. The break isn't working. So I need to do something else. And I'm going to try to draw, but I'm going to do it differently than I had been doing it before, where I was like overpacking my schedule with too many obligations, where there was not like any time for like exploration in my art. So I was like, okay, I need to break down these old rules that I made for myself, as far as like, you know, the ones that social media kind of perpetuated, for me at least. Like I needed to make a lot of finished art. I needed to draw a lot of things, but they couldn't be the same thing because I needed to have more things to post. Like there's so many rules. I'm definitely going to make a video at some point talking about that. But that's just kind of like how social media made me feel. And I wasn't even aware that those were like rules that I kind of like made my art by. They were very like subconscious that I had developed from just repetitive interaction with like the different platforms. So anyways, I started 2022 writing this little like note to myself. I kind of recognized that sketching was one of my favorite things to do, and I had stopped doing it for the most part. So I wrote this note to myself. 43 pages remain. I want to wrap this up by the end of March. I'm hoping by drawing a lot more, I'll work through my goal of enjoying and creating again. So that was the whole idea behind this part of my sketchbook. So January 25th was the start day, and we'd gotten a new couch, and Marley and Oakley, they really liked the couch. So I drew them like laying on the couch, being all comfortable. Oakley had just gotten a bath, so he was very like poofy. And here is where I had my first like big breakthrough, where I just let myself draw a character that I've drawn hundreds of times before, Tetra from Wind Waker. And I just kind of drew her over and over again, but like different like styles, using different shapes and stuff. And that was like one of the rules that I mentioned, where I felt like I couldn't draw the same thing over and over again because I needed to be able to share these things And I mean, like, it really doesn't make any sense, but like, that's how social media made me feel. I needed to, like, you know, draw a bunch of different things, and they all like needed to look like good enough to share. And you know, some of these, like, I don't like them, but it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. They all serve a purpose, and that is to like let me know like what I don't like and like help me find what I do. Here I was testing out some of my alcohol markers, and they didn't make like little marks here. I think it was only the Arteza markers that did that, and they also did it on the next page as well. But doing something like this where it's like not necessarily drawing, but it's still like, I'm still like in my sketchbook, I'm using my materials, I am making marks on the page. Like, this helped me. I think I drew these like the same day, or I like worked on both of these pages the same day, because I just felt like it was more approachable to start doing something once I had already like done something that seemed like the stakes were incredibly low. I used some of the markers on this page and just drew some shapes and then made them like little creatures and things. I kind of continued with like drawing a bunch of the same character on this page down here. I was drawing Link a bunch, and you know, some of them I don't really care for, but you know, it's whatever. And I kind of continued it on this page. I do like this one and then this one, but I noticed that from doing these sketches, I was really having trouble with some of the mouths on here. So I did these like studies of, I think these are from like the Tangled expressions, or maybe like the Frozen ones. I think they're by Jin Kim. And we have some more arcane sketches. I really don't like that one. Oh my gosh, her face looks so strange. That one's a little creepy as well. So we have some more Genshin and like Zelda characters mostly on this page, but I think I was trying to redraw that the one like profile of Lumine. I still did not get it, but maybe one day. I think this is where I start trying to understand like facial structure better, because I think that, like, you know, I draw a lot of faces and characters, but I wanted to add some more structure behind the drawing. So I did some like kind of studies. I was like looking at eyes and like kind of like the mask of the face here. I think this is kind of the start of a big theme throughout the rest of the sketchbook, which is like trying to improve at drawing faces. So you'll see that a lot more. I don't know if this was like the first time I watched Encanto, but I did some Dolores sketches. Oh, this is Yoimiya. She's one of my favorite Genshin characters. Ganyu. Definitely my favorite character to play as, but not my favorite character necessarily. Actually turned this one into a digital painting. Oh, I love this page. This is Taylor Swift, like in her Grammys outfit from 2020. And I just try to like draw her in a bunch of different kind of like styles, and did some like little decorative flowers around here. But yeah, I really love this page. It was fun. This is one of the fairies from Neopets. I thought about how I used to draw Neopets stuff all the time when I was a kid, but then it pretty much, like, as soon as I started doing digital art, I kind of stopped doing a lot of Neopets art, which is funny because I found digital art as like a medium on Neopets and then like went to DeviantArt from that. Oh, and I was also, so I was playing the Uncharted games again, and so I was trying to like learn how to draw. This is Elena and this is Nathan Drake from those games, which I really struggled with. This one's like, whew, that one's pretty rough. I think that one's cute though. This one's also fun, like a good stylization. Here's me trying to do more of those. There's Elena. I'm trying to understand like facial structure better. Some of them did not succeed at that. Like this one's fallen apart a little bit. So these right here, these are from the Overwatch art book, which I really love the expressions, but I cannot figure out who this artist is who did these. I'll show you the book. Oof. Okay, so these right here, the ash drawings, I really love the expressions on these. And also there's some Reinhardt ones, and it looks like it's by the same artist. I could be wrong, but this book does not list the artists for everything, which is so frustrating because I really would like to be able to know who drew them. But these were like kind of me trying to study those drawings right there. I really like this drawing of Diva and this one of May. Oh, okay, so I was really frustrated here. I was trying to draw like Nathan Drake, but like the rest of his body, and then I was so frustrated. I said like, I'm way out of practice drawing bodies, because I had just really been drawing faces for the most part. I used to draw myself as a Pokemon trainer when I was in like high school, so this is like supposed to be me in my little outfit that I would draw myself in, and my Leafeon. think both of these are Zelda. This is Hilary Duff in, or I guess Lizzie McGuire in the Lizzie McGuire movie. Oh, we got a little sleepy Marley. He's got a smushed face. I said, I am frustrated with not being able to draw bodies, and then I draw more faces. So yeah, of course. This was more like studying facial structure on just like photos I found on Pinterest. And I think I was using the method that Ethan Becker talks about in one of his videos. I know like this face right here, I have a drawing of this earlier in the sketchbook. There it is. Okay, this is the same one right here. This is the same. And it's like, wow, I improved. But I think that's really cool that I just happened to draw the same face and I can like see the improvement. It's kind of a continuation of that on this page. More Sly Cooper drawings, Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. This is Maisie Peters, Tracer, some marionettes. Oh, these were, okay, so I was drawing some like different people's draw this in your style characters because I didn't know what to draw. But yeah, these are like really fun to do. And this character right here, like I drew her once here, but I kind of like took it further and then did some different like kind of expressions. Like she was like in the library and then she saw her crush or something and she was embarrassed and she like hid behind the books. I don't know. That's kind of like my my idea behind the different expressions, like adding a little story to it. I really liked this one from like this point up, but like I did not have a reference for this area and like the perspective is really wonky, but I think that part's cute. I think I was really frustrated with this page because yeah, I wrote blah down here. And then I wrote, it's hard to get back to drawing after not doing it since Thursday. Yeah, I guess I like really felt like out of the groove and it's almost like I wasn't allowing myself the time to make like really messy drawings without like judging myself. And I was just kind of thinking like, you know, I shouldn't have stopped because I'm losing everything that I was learning. It's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. I just like, I would do that to myself a lot, but I can kind of like see it in the drawings. I was not really into it because I was really afraid of like letting myself down for taking a break, which doesn't make any sense. Was this the same day? I think this is the next day. I was still feeling like kind of blah. This is like me being sad and tired and just me being frustrated with drawing. This is just a bunch of Hu Tao sketches. I think I was preparing for a convention. I was thinking about drawing, like making a sticker or something with Hu Tao, but I never did. I think this one could have been cute. Yep, I never did that. And now I don't really play Genshin anymore, so oh well. Got a lot of Marley and Oakley doodles on this page. Oh, and this one right here. It was like right when COVID started and he had not gotten a full haircut yet. And he was just like, he was a puppy still. So his hair was getting so long that he just looked like a huge fuzzball. In this picture, he looks so sad. I like these two. This is me from a convention. I have like my badge on. Oh, okay. So here is where I'm finally gonna start trying to draw more gestures again. So we have several pages of gestures coming up, but I was really frustrated. Like I think I was trying to use pencil at first, but the lines were just really scratchy and I was like, oh, this is so frustrating. So I was gonna try to like switch up the medium, and these are pen, but the pen was dying and I did my best, but I have no idea what's going on here. Maybe these are supposed to be the same. The pen was not helping me. And then I switched over to like a thin marker instead of the pen. Then I switched from a pen to the brush marker, which helped a lot. I really enjoyed using the brush marker. I really like this gesture, like the stretch of her arms and like the hand gesture, and this one as well. I feel like it's very grounded. It's like the feet. It's like going from, you know, this where they're like very scratchy and kind of unsure to like, I feel like I'm starting to get my groove here. Got another page. I feel like this one has like some good like weight to it. Like you can tell like she's really sitting down. I like this one as well. It was really challenging doing these with that pen, but I feel like I finally found something that really worked for me. This page is mostly Maisie Peters sketches and Taylor Swift sketches. This is where I watched Turning Red again, and I also like drew Sailor Moon drawings because like the backgrounds like really remind me of Sailor Moon. Here are a few like more draw this in your styles. Back to doing some gesture drawing. This one right here, this is all the same pose. Tried multiple times until I felt like I got it. More gesture drawings. I actually really like this page. These are all Genshin characters. I think this one of Yoimiya is really cute. I like the pose of the Kaching one right here. And I also really love the expression on this Amber sketch. These two right here are Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. I think this one was another draw this in your style. I think I was trying to understand like the back muscles like on the neck right here, like the trapezius muscles. So I drew some like purple on those areas to help me kind of understand better. These are characters from Bridgerton, I believe. Now we are in April, and let's see, what was the date that I said I wanted to finish my sketchbook by? I think it was like the end of March. I've already drawn more pages here than I had all of 2021. So let's see, I wanted to finish a sketchbook by the end of March. So that was the end of March. I still have a few pages left, but I made it like really, really close to reaching that goal. But I'm still drawing, so that is good. I think in April is when I reopened my Patreon after having it paused for like, I think 6 months. Because I think at this point, like I was starting to feel better with drawing again, you know, after like spending this time in my sketchbook and getting back to kind of drawing things more freely, kind of breaking that perfectionism. These two were like draw this in your style characters again. I really like this page of all these diva expressions. I had a lot of fun with these. This is me. I was taking pictures of my outfit and drawing like little sketches of the different poses. And then I did one that's like a more like finished version. Back to looking at like facial structure and like kind of like rotating the face, looking at how eyes look in different like angles of the face. I was working on a draw this in your style for this mermaid where I had a bunch of like different animals that were with the mermaid that I was drawing. So I was just kind of drawing some sketches of those. I really like this little Oakley. I think he's super cute. He's very tiny. Oh, this is the last page. This is May, like very beginning of May. And that is when I finished this sketchbook. So it was a couple months later than I wanted it to be done, but I finished it off with, you know, some like more random expressions, Sailor Moon, and of course some Taylor Swift drawings. I turned this one into a painting. But this is the last page of the 2022 portion of my sketchbook. So my next sketchbook starts in 2022, and I think I'm still working on it because I do a lot of digital sketching now. Thank you so much for sticking around to the very end of this very long sketchbook tour. If you want an early look at all of my new art and videos before I post them anywhere else, you can check out my free tier on Patreon. And a special thank you to all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys make it possible for me to make very long sketchbook tours like this and continue to do what I love. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video.